Okay.
Towel caught, so.
With what?
It's a towel caught, so.
Okay, very good. We'll look forward to seeing you.
We are underway here with the Lo206 seniors and masters, and as they charge down the hill into turn number 2, Adam Phillips was your pole sitter, Brandon Estes, Carton Craig, Josie Davis, Matt Lassiter, top 5. Here they come up the hill by our position, coming through turn number 4 right now. They are bunched up in the front. Have a 5-cart battle, actually going to end up being 7.
Good
as
grief.
2 more join them. Look at them.
Man, this never-ending line of carts as they work their way down in toward turn number 9 right now. Our leader out front, we assume that's going to be Adam Phillips until scoring and timing tells us differently when he crosses the loop, but right now we're going to go with that.
Well, we had a spinner coming out of, or going into the S's actually. He recovered, got back underway, but he's chugging along.
Gingerly going along there. Not sure exactly what's going on. One of the corner workers going down to take care of that. We've got a good battle going on there for second and third spot as they look like they're almost super glued together heading into turn 17.
So we'll get our scoring straightened out as we come down to the line here to complete lap number 1. And at the line is going to be Phillips, then Estes and Craig, and that was Simonoff that had the spin there, but he's back underway. We'll see if he is able to continue, or if it was a physical, mechanical problem, or just a matter of loss of traction. But we got Phillips, your leader, Estes and Craig, second and third. They were the ones that were nose to tail, but it looks like Estes is right on Phillips' bumper now. At the line, it was less than half a second difference between Phillips and Estes as they snake through the kink and go into turn number 9 now as they get ready to tackle the S's one more time for the second time of this race as we are in the middle of lap number 2. This is the Lo206 Senior and Masters pre-final.
Craig making a good race of this. He's put that cart up in third spot right now. So Craig in the 55, a little bit of a breakaway from those 3 drivers up front, but they got a good battle going on behind them as Lassiter and Snyder in the 87 and 75 are battling back there for 4th and 5th. Look at our leader, Phillips, bringing it off turn 17.
Getting a little bit up into the marbles there coming into 17, but it didn't seem to cost him, although Brant Estes right on his tail, and likewise is Carson Craig, your top 3. All in a bunch as they head down the hill and through turn number 2.
Man, Craig is right there. You know, he was back a good bit on those first couple of laps before we got to the second lap, and now he's starting to fade just a little as they come into 4, but he's still in contention up there with those top 3, and it looks like Lassiter and Butler now, Scott Butler in the 14, are starting to close in on that trio up front.
Middle of lap number 3 now, your top 5, Phillips, Estes, Craig, Lassiter, and Snyder. The next 5, Davis, Mayhew, McElree, Thomas, and 11th is number 116, being driven by a ghost apparently, and it's appropriate for the season, I think. And look at Adam Phillips drawing out a little bit, but Brant Estes has his hands full of Carson Craig as they head into turn 16.
Well, Craig is all over Estes as they work their way off 16 now into 17. There's maybe a cart. You could put a cart between them. I doubt it. It's pretty close. No way. Look at Estes closing in right now. Craig closing in on Estes, that is. Adam Phillips stays out ahead as they go through 2.
And at the line, Scott Butler takes Lassiter for 4th place. So now we have, again, 5 carts in a string as we come through turn number 3 and 4 now underneath our broadcast position.
Look at Lassiter. Butler now is caught up with those 3 up front. Now Lassiter, Butler that is, working on Craig, and now Craig is right up tapping the back bumper of Estes as they head down into 9.
Butler
My goodness.
looking to the inside. He nice little sweep move in there, takes 3rd briefly, but then Craig comes back with the crossover.
Wow. These guys going at it hard in this Lo206 senior and what we got out there, seniors and masters. Yeah, on the track. We got one master, a couple of masters down near the rear of the field right now. Most of them are seniors battling hard up there. Scott Butler, of course, is a master, and he's running in 4th spot. And he's being contended now by the number 5 of Matt Lassiter, who is one of those seniors in the 87. But now they all foul back in single file.
Field threads through turn number 2 now, getting on those brakes, then back on the throttle as they head up that steep hill that goes into turn number 3. No change in position right now, but at the line last time by was a half-second lead kind of deceptive. Actually, 0.46 seconds was the differential between Phillips and Estes, but you couldn't tell that by the action on the track here as the lead kind of waxes and wanes between Phillips and Estes as they head into turn number 9 now.
And they make their way through the S's. Everybody in following suit, everybody riding the same tire tracks as their competitor ahead of them. They seem to all know the fast line around this place. Look like Carson Craig in the 55 got a little bit of a battle going on right now.
Craig and Butler, he thought about it. They got a little side-by-side there, and Butler got the worst of it, as I believe Lassiter's going to get back by him.
Oh, we got a spin.
There we go. That was Craig, but was that Craig or Butler?
I believe that was Craig in the 55. We'll have to check when they come by and find out. No, it must have been, let's see, it's the 87. Okay. 87 of Lassiter that spun coming off 17.
So action aplenty here in the Lo206 seniors and masters. As we watch the leaders come back by, we still got a 5-cart freight train coming through, although Phillips has opened up a little bit of breathing room, but as we've seen before, that can disappear in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, we got another one around.
And that's Carson. Yep, Carson Craig got a little too enthusiastic. I don't think he got helped around.
No, I believe he went around all on his own, but now he's got a battle of the 87 behind him of Lassiter, who just spun earlier, is all over the back of Carson Craig. There's your leader, Adam Phillips, starting to separate just a little. We've got Estes and Butler, I believe it is now, going in third spot. Let's check them out whenever they cross the loop this time by.
6 laps complete. Phillips still your leader. He's opened up the lead between himself and Brant Estes to 0.8 of a second now with 2 laps to go in the pre-final.
They work up the hill off turn 2. Phillips accelerates a little faster than Estes and that freight train behind him. So Phillips able to put a little distance as they go through the corner. Now he may be able to accelerate once they get out of the kink and head down that straightaway. Let's see what, we got some action going side by side. Look at that battle and a pass going on. Butler's going around Estes, or trying to.
Catching is one thing, passing is another, and there goes Butler. He actually caught and passed Brant Estes. And look at Jacob Snyder pressing pressing Estes as well.
Wow.
He's looking at the inside as they come up the hill, but it's going to be a 3-car freight train behind leader Adam Phillips now as they go into 16 for the penultimate time. They'll take the white flag, this time by
Cam Gentry. Cam Gentry's got that white flag in the air. Adam Phillips still your leader. We still got a little bit of side-by-side action. Now they pull back in single file.
Yeah, Snyder was peeking inside, seeing if he could do anything, but we should see some good stuff this last lap here. The way these guys are going. There he goes. There goes Snyder inside of Estes going in through 2. Will he be able to maintain that lead? Can he slam the door on him as he comes into 4? It looks like he will. He'll close it off. And I believe that was Jacob Snyder taking third place from Brant Estes.
Yep, Snyder has moved up to third now. Final lap is underway. Phillips your leader. Butler in second. Snyder is in third. Estes in fourth in the 17. Final time through the S's for these drivers. They work up into 14. It's Phillips, still your leader. They spread out, got a couple of guys trying to make a move back there. Butler and Estes are on a different path at the moment, but they pull back in single file. Now they're separated once again.
Is Estes setting him up for something coming out of 17? Looks like he might be. Here he ducks to the inside, coming to the line side by side. Look at him. Scott Butler, by sheer force of will in the seat of his pants, brings home second place. Adam Phillips is your winner. Jacob Snyder
spurring that filly on, trying to
heading down the stretch they come.
Oh man, I don't think I've seen anything quite as funny as that in a while. Just doing everything possible. Of course, you realize with every forward motion, there's a backward motion too. I'm not sure that
was
gets
the
you
other
any.
thing. The other thing I remember from physics class. Yes.
Not sure that helped, but he was giving it the old college try.
Well, you'll see them doing that going up the hill.
Yeah.
So I guess there's something to it.
Well,
watching the Summer Series, Week 7 of the A&P Summer Karting Series here at Atlanta Motorsports Park, here in Dawsonville, Georgia. Dreary, drizzly, rainy skies, but they're carts on the track, and there's nothing wrong with that. Any day's a good day if there's racing, right?
And I want to mention something here. If you'll join me, I'm on My Country 99.3 WCON every Thursday night with the Champ Racing Show. It's also on Facebook Live. Been doing that show now for 30 years, and I'm now. I just had my fourth generation driver on there. He's a 5-year-old that won a quarter midget race. I've had his father on, I've had his grandfather on, and his great grandfather on back in the 70s when I first started doing these kind of things. And so it's 4 generations of winners that I've had on out of a family. So it's pretty neat to be doing this and seeing all these young kids come along. I like to see the kids involved, and you don't see kids any more often than you do here at the kart track. That's where you really see these kids start to shine.
And racing in general is a family sport. It always has
Oh,
been.
yeah.
It's a great way to promote family and a great way to promote togetherness and actually.
I got a green. Hey, we're underway.
Flag. Yep, there we go.
Good job to these guys. First time around, they got a green. So Adam Phillips is starting this thing out on the pole in the 315. Jacob Snyder alongside him in the 75. Brad Estes in the 17. Joe Davis in the 31 and Matt Lassiter in the 87. Those are the top 5 as they crest the hill in turn 2.
That will not be the order when they come back by, as they are getting all jumbled up coming into turn number 4. As they crested the hill and kind of got back up to speed, we saw a lot of shifts in position, so we will see how it shakes out. But boy, it looks like Phillips took off and left them for the moment anyhow.
I know these Lo206s are kind of basic engines, but they have a throaty sound when they come by. They really open those things up as much as they can carburation-wise, or aspiration-wise, I should say. They really do all they can with those things because they sound really good coming by here.
And that's Estes and Schneider coming by right there, nose to tail. So I think Phillips is your leader. And Snyder and Estes going at it. We'll confirm that as they come out of 17 now to complete lap number 1. Oh, we got one off already. One off the track, and that is having some mechanical difficulty there. That's Danny May. Danny May, an early casualty here. So here they come out of turn number 2 and down. It was Adam Phillips, yes, is your leader. He already has opened up a 1.4 second lead over Scott Butler in second. Then comes Brant Estes, Carson Craig, Jacob Snyder, your top 5. We'll see the 2, 3, and 4 of Butler, Estes, and Craig come by under our position right now as Adam Phillips doing the best he can to check out early in this 12-lap final here in the Lo206 Seniors and Masters division here. Now let's look. Your leader, Adam Phillips, is a senior. Scott Butler, who's overall in second, he is in the master class, so he's actually in the lead in his class. We saw this when they ran their pre-final as well. Then Estes, Craig, Snyder, Lassiter in 6th, and Davis in 7th are all seniors, while Chuck Thomas is second in the master class and 8th overall.
And it looks like Estes actually made the pass that last time by through turn 4. He is in front of Scott Butler right now. We should see that scored this time by the line.
Right you are, Charles. I had to say something. I'm giving Wilbur
filling in for Charles Head right now.
Is it
Producer, all-around good person, William Rigdon right now, alongside my co-host Bill Rigdon as the field makes their way up turn 2. Little passing action there as Carson Craig tries to make his way around Butler, and he does, coming through turn 4 as they make their way down the back hill. You can see all those carts sliding through turn 4. That track is definitely wet. They thought about putting the slicks on there for a minute, Bill, as the track started to dry up, but 3 o'clock came and the weather turned, and it has been wet and wild here all afternoon, Bill.
Man, we'd have had some action if they were on slicks right now.
And there goes Butler making the pass again. Looks like Craig got around him, but then Butler made his way back by, so we'll have to see how this gets scored this time by the line.
Roy got 2 off. We saw Danny May go out first lap, and then there was another one off of turn 2.
That actually might have been Butler because, yeah, that's Butler right there. So that was Banu Yedla we were looking at. Those black carts look very similar, hard to see as they're moving by. But we'll see how it gets scored.
So that's Butler there? Okay.
So that looks like, yeah, Butler just went off on the backside of the track because that's Banu Yedla now in the second place.
All right. He's taken over the second spot. And who's our leading master? Al Edwards is now leading the master class. He is 6th overall, and he will lead the master.
And Carson Craig giving the chrome horn there to Banu Yedla as they go up the hill. And it looks like, I don't know if that's looks like he took him off the scoring chart, so I can't see who that is right now, but that might be lap traffic.
He hit him so hard he knocked him off the scoring loop. Okay.
But they are practically drafting down that back hill.
Look at that. I guess all you can do is look at the back end of the cart in front of you, because you're not going to be able to see anything else with all that mist. And look at that. They're in tandem, a lot of them.
And that mist is what's giving us a little bit of camera troubles here, folks.
Any of you who've owned a satellite dish know the concept of rain fade, and I think that's what we're experiencing right here. There's a lot of that moisture in the air is messing stuff up. But
nonetheless, great shots from Ethan Denny out there, who is braving the elements for you guys so we can get these awesome shots from turn 9 through turn 13. And we had to bring him up earlier so we could warm up for a second during that break while the kid carts were out there, because his camera, he can't see him from over there, so we tried to give him about 10 minutes in the heat and then shoved him right back out in the cold. But our drivers are out here braving the elements as well. So imagine sticking your hand out the window when it's 50 degrees outside going down the highway. It is definitely cold.
Boy, the casualties are piling up. There's 3 carters right there, all just standing off and talking in the cutoff at turn 2.
And you can see Ethan right there leaning out of that driver's stand giving us all the shots. As you see second and third place come back in front of you, that is Scott Butler and Carson Craig. So we were mistaken. That was not Benu on track. Or maybe Benu was the one that went off. I didn't see the Benu's in second. All right. So a little trouble with timing and scoring.
You can blame the rain for that too. How about rain fade?
So Benu Yedla, I am getting confirmation Benu Yedla is your second place driver right now, with Carson Craig hot on his heels. But Adam Phillips is all by himself out front right now. And he is technically leading the battle. So Benu is by himself in the master class. And so you've got Phillips and Craig. Actually, no, you've got – all of them are in senior. Okay, we got accurate scoring data now.
Edwards moved up a position. He's now in 5th overall, but he's leading the master class. So your top 4 overall are seniors, with Phillips, Yedley, Craig, and Snyder.
And always good to see Al Edwards back on track. He had that horrible crash earlier this season. A lot of y'all might remember. He went straight into the wall there at turn 1 doing about 50 miles an hour. He had to take a couple months off, so glad to see him back in action.
That was a scary moment. I remember standing here watching that.
And he was actually particularly fond of the radio call because for about 2 months while he was recovering, every time I saw him at the track, all he would say is, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." So always in good spirits, Al Edwards. And glad to see him currently running 5th right now. And he is leading the Lo206 Masters. So if he hangs on, that'll be a top podium for Al Edwards.
Still no change in second place there between Yedlin and Craig, although Craig is just biding his time. We are 6 laps in, so this should be halfway. They're getting the cross flags coming by. We're halfway through this 12-lap final for the Lo206 Seniors and Lo206 Masters. Your leader again, Adam Phillips, but we're looking right now at the battle between Yedlin and Craig, and then there's a gaggle of carts behind them as well. Who are we looking at here? Let's look back here. That's 70. Yeah, that's Snyder, Edwards, Lassiter, Davis, Laws.
So that's your mid-pack right now. Going down the back straightaway through the kink. 5 drivers fighting it out right now, although there is a bit of a gap between them and 3rd place. So
they're going 2 by 2 into turn number 9. That won't last for very long as they do find a way to reorder themselves. Shuffling like a deck of cards here as they come through the S's.
And it looks like Steiner is still leading the pack, although the 87 of Matt Lassiter looking to make the pass on the inside. Not able to make it happen. He had to lose a little bit of speed there because he didn't have the grip to turn the cart. You can see those front tires pushing through the turn. He had to yield and duck back in behind Snyder. But that was almost a 3-position gain there for Matt Lassiter. And it looks like, let's see as the scores as they come by.
Phillips with a 4.3-second lead, but it's only 98 one-thousandths of a second between Yedlin and Carson at the line, so they are literally nose to tail.
And here they go again, side by side up the hill. Who had the better run through 2? Let's see how momentum plays out as they make their way over the hill. And that looks like Lassiter did manage to get around that time.
Yes, he did.
And he makes the pass on Al Edwards.
Jacob Snyder, right? No.
That might have been on Snyder. No, Snyder's still out in front.
Okay. Oh, say on somebody. It's hard to tell with all the mist and stuff and distance. Let's see.
Just keep following them, Collins. That mid-pack.
Here we go, winding through. We got 75.
That
then
is
87.
Snyder and
then
Lassiter.
Okay, so where's Craig? That's what. Where's Craig? That's the one I'm.
Craig is, I think, up front with that other package. You see those two carts coming around right there
All right,
onto the front straight.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. He's second and third with Badu. Gotcha. All right. Now that we are reoriented, we can keep calling the race here for you. And here they come, that gaggle of cars down to the line.
They are side by side crossing the line, heading into turn one. This is going to be interesting, Bill. That is not the place you want to go, two file.
And turn two is even worse because
Well,
look at that move.
Three wide. Oh, he split the gap, Bill.
And took the position. What a move there. And that was Jacob Snyder, right? Yeah, I believe so.
It looked like he went back to the lead of that pack, and here goes Lassiter.
Yep.
Around the outside, makes the pass through the kink. That is real gutsy, Bill, because you got to go single file through there. And he made the pass, and
heck of a move though by Schneider.
And that looks like Siminoff to the outside. Oh, contact spins out. Looks like he clipped.
We got three of them involved there. That's going to be who's in
that. Looks like
McAleer, John McAleer.
Oh, looks like Edwards got caught up in that. I see that 711 cart. Oh, that's a tough break.
Oh yeah. And he's out of the cart.
Oh, and he was racing by himself. Those were all LO seniors around him, and he got caught up in that mess. That is such a tough break for Al Edwards.
So the survivors make it to the line here, and it's going to be Lassiter is going to be the fourth place cart, followed by Schneider. So this one is far from over, except that there's only 3 laps to go. So
still
I guess
too wide coming through turn 2.
They are going after it, hammer and tong here. They go up 2 by 2 coming up.
And that is
hill.
A very important corner to have position on going into, Bill, especially on this wet track, because you have to go from outside to outside to keep enough momentum. So if you're going 2 by 2, somebody's getting shoved to that inside line, and they're going to eat it coming up the hill. And there goes Lassiter leading that mid-pack right now. Jacob Snyder hot on his tail. Xander Law is right behind him. And Joe Davis rounds out that 4-cart mid-pack right now as they make their way through the S's and on through turns 13 and 14.
That's a great shot there, by the way, cresting that hill from that angle. You can get an idea of the speed these carts are going. And you can experience that speed during the public karting here at Atlanta Motorsports Park, can't you, Will?
Yes, sir. Anytime, 1 o'clock until dark, you can come out in our public rental carts, 55 miles an hour. About the same speed as these LO carts, although these LO carts weigh about half as much, Bill, so the G-forces you can pull in the turns are way greater in these race carts. But in public karting, I don't necessarily know if you want to get in one of these carts with very little protection.
Yep.
The security deposit would probably be a little bit higher.
Well, there's plenty of protection in the cart, but yeah, you gotta use common sense.
And speaking of security deposits, you see that graveyard of carts out there on the back straightaway. This wet track has been eating them alive today. Although fortunately, no major incidents. All the drivers able to get out of those carts and walk off to safety. But we will have a little bit of time after this race for the recovery because we've got about 3 or 4 carts we got to pick up once this one's done.
And speaking of which, white flag for Adam Phillips right now. He'll come to the line. One more to go. Now we're still looking at that battle between Banu Yedla and Carson Craig. It's still Yedla and Craig. He hasn't made the move yet. And that whole bunch behind them, Lassiter, Snyder, Laws, and Davis, we'll see what happens with them. But right now, Carson Craig is going after Banu Yedla, seeing if he can get that second spot before this lap is up. But Yedla driving smooth, high, wide, and
Craig
is
fighting hard right now, although Banu probably has more laps on this track than any other driver. He is out here every race day running 2 or 3 classes, and he comes out here during public karting all the time. He runs all our enduros, all the leagues. I mean, there's rarely a day that goes by when you don't see Banu out here on track. And we'd love to get him up here in the booth and actually ask him how many laps he thinks he's probably turned out here.
But he'll be on the track instead.
We might have to do
him off the track.
We have to do the interview from a double cart while he's driving.
All righty, so here we go. Coming out of turn number 17 for the last time in the Lo206 Senior Final is Adam Phillips, your winner. Banu Yedla.
Looks to the inside. He's not going to have the momentum. Carson Craig pumping that fist.
I don't know. He might have been pumping a little bit early because here came.
He almost lost it there,
Yeah.
but he had him just by a nose, and that'll secure. Now we have to wait for Tech because obviously got to roll past the scales.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a real good finish for Carson Craig, one of his best finishes out here, bagging himself a second place podium spot. I know he's excited. I know his girlfriend's excited. His whole family's excited. Timing and scoring's excited. Everybody up here is excited. That was a fun race.
Greg Mayhew ended up being your top master and finished 11th overall after the misfortune, unfortunately, of course, for Alexander. So that'll wrap up this one.